Thanks for joining us. Follow us on social media and read our blog posts for more visa and immigration tips. Business Schengen Visa. Everything you need to know. If you're planning business travel to any of the 26 European countries, which are part of the Schengen area, you may need to get a visa before you head off. This video is brought to you by IAM. We believe that travel improves and inspires you and the people around you. We help you travel by providing services which overcome barriers and frameworks that simplify and enrich your experience. We just happen to be immigration lawyers. So reach out to your IAM visa coordinator when you're ready for your adventure or already on one and would like some assistance. The Schengen Agreement means that people can travel reasonably freely within this group of countries, with one visa usually covering a trip to several different places. The Schengen Business Visa is one of the types of Schengen visas, designated for business people traveling to the Schengen territory, and established with the sole purpose of facilitating traveling for business to this category of people to the area. Who needs to apply for a Schengen Business Visa in the UK? Any UK citizen who holds a UK passport can travel to the Schengen area for business visa-free. Keep in mind that the rules on travel have now changed due to Brexit. British citizens can stay in the Schengen area for 90 out of 180 days. If you plan to stay longer or travel frequently in the Schengen area, you will need to apply for a visa. Non-EU Nationals. Many non-EU nationals who reside in the UK are still required to get a Schengen visa to travel to the Schengen area they want to do business in. Check out our blog post for a list. The main requirement is that you must have a UK residence permit, valid for at least another 3 more months, beyond the date you plan to leave the Schengen area. Before starting a visa application, or getting a flight to the Schengen area for business, make sure to check whether you need a visa or not. If you have a 3-month UK visa, you can extend it for 3 more months, in order to be eligible to apply for a Schengen Business Visa from within the UK. You must apply for an extension before your visa expires, and while you're still in the UK. Steps to applying for a business Schengen visa from the UK. Step 1. Know your visa type and validity. A Schengen visa is a short-stay visa that allows a person to travel to any members of the Schengen area, for stays up to 90 days for different purposes. Short-term visa. This is the most popular Schengen visa. It allows its holder to visit and stay in the Schengen area for a certain period of time, depending on the visa validity. It is primarily issued for tourism, visiting family and friends, business, and other authorized purposes. It can be provided for single entry, double entry, or multiple entries, depending on the purpose of your travel. Several factors the consulate will consider in order to give a multiple entry visa include the need or justification to travel to the Schengen country frequently, your financial status in your country of residence, whether you have adhered to leaving in time during your previous visits, your authentic intention to leave the Schengen area after your time is up. Depending on how frequently you travel to the Schengen zone, you may apply and obtain a multiple entry visa. The validity of your single entry visa depends on the number of days you stated you are going to be in the Schengen zone, on your visa application form, and the actual decision of the consulate that issues you the Schengen visa. If you are a frequent traveler, you may apply to obtain an EU visa, valid for up to 5 years. But you have to keep in mind that you cannot stay within the Schengen area for more than 90 days in a 180-day period of time. Step 2. Identify where to make the application and book an appointment. If you are planning to conduct business in only one country of the Schengen member states, then you will have to simply apply for a Schengen visa for business at the embassy of that country in your home country. But in cases when you are planning to visit more than 2 countries inside this area, it may seem puzzling which embassy you have to apply. You do not have to apply at each embassy of every country you are planning to visit. Simply put, if you are planning to visit 2 or more countries during the same business trip, then you have to apply at the embassy of the country where you plan to spend more time. If you are planning to spend equal time in 2 or more countries, then you have to apply at the embassy of the country where you will be landing first. Book an interview through the website of the consulate or embassy of the country you are planning to visit in your country of residence. You can book an interview 6 months before the trip at the earliest and 2 weeks before the trip at the latest. However, we recommend booking your trip at least 3 weeks before your trip to avoid delays. Step 3. Complete your application form. The Schengen Visa application form contains questions about you, like your full name, date and place of birth, nationality, passport number, and others. If you intend to travel for business purposes, like visiting a business or company for meetings, recruitments, training or any other work-related activities, then you need to indicate business as the purpose of your travels. Make sure your answers are correct and that they comply with the information in the rest of the documents. Complete the form, print it twice, and sign both copies at the end. Step 4. Prepare your documents. What documents are required when applying for a business Schengen visa in the UK? The difference between a Schengen Business Visa and other Schengen visa types lies in the requirements of the embassy or consulate where you will have to apply. There are some extra documents that you will be required to submit in order to be able to obtain a business visa for Europe. You will need to prepare documents like your valid passport or travel document, a valid UK residence permit, or another form of identity card, your Schengen visa application form, and others. Check out the full list in our blog post. After collecting all the business Schengen visa required documents, make sure you have each of them in 2 copies. All the documents have to be provided in A4 format. Do not staple any of them. Keep in mind that the consul may require additional documents during your interview. You are also required to submit additional documents based on the employment status, whether you are employed or self-employed. Step 5. Attend your appointment. The visa interview is a meeting between you and the consular officer or interviewer. During this interview, the consular officer will ask you several questions about you and your intended trip. You will also be submitting the required documents throughout the meeting to the interviewer. The interviewer will ask you questions about your trip, your family, work, finance, and personal matters. You should be prepared to answer these questions well. Show up at the appointment center on time. Remember that if you are late, even for a few minutes, they will probably cancel your appointment. You will also have to get your fingerprints scanned at the consulate's office if you have never before applied for a Schengen visa. If you have, then you don't have to do it again, since the consulate should be able to look it up. After the verification of your application, the application form information will be entered into the online system of the consulate or embassy, and you will receive a printed copy of your application. After you get the printed form, make sure to verify all the details are correct and sign the form. Visa fees for UK residents. When applying for a Schengen visa, there is a non-refundable mandatory visa fee every applicant must pay. The Schengen visa costs vary, depending on the type of visa and the age of the applicant, as well as some other exceptions. The Schengen visa fee can be paid in the designated consulate or embassy via cash, debit, or credit card. An adult Schengen visa application costs around €80, except for nationals from Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kosovo, and Russia, who will only need to pay €35. Holders of diplomatic, official or service passports traveling for official purposes, family members of EU or EA nationals, and researchers traveling to perform scientific research are exempted from paying the Schengen visa fee. It's important to note that the fees are subject to change without notice and will not be reimbursed in case of visa rejection. Step 6. Receive your visa. Business Schengen visa application processing time in UK. How long can the application process take? Most applications for a Schengen Business Visa will be processed in around 10 working days, assuming you provide all the relevant information and there's no issue with your application. However, depending on the situation, processing time for a business visa to Europe might take up longer if there is something extraordinary with the individual case, or any political situation is on the go. You can apply as early as 3 months before your trip, and it's advised to not apply later than 15 days before you're planning on arriving to the Schengen country of your choice. Visa application decision. If your application is approved, it will be stamped in your passport. Make sure to carefully check the visa sticker to make sure everything is correct and exactly how you need it. If your visa has been rejected, it would have been for a specific reason. You will have the right to appeal. What if my Schengen Business Visa is rejected? If you receive a negative answer in your Schengen Business Visa application, this does not mean you cannot ever travel to the Schengen area for business. You have 2 options. File an appeal for Schengen Business Visa rejection if you believe that the decision to deny you a visa is unjust. You should have a strong basis for your complaint. You can appeal this decision by writing an appeal letter for a Schengen Business Visa rejection. Reapply by correcting the mistakes you did in your previous application. Or improve your situation to comply with the eligibility criteria for a Schengen Business Visa. Schengen Business Visa extension. You can apply for a short-stay Schengen visa extension if you have a reason for doing so. However, you will have very low chances to get one if you do not have a strong reason as the basis of your application. According to the Schengen visa policy, acceptable reasons to extend a Schengen short-stay visa are only the following: late entry, humanitarian reasons, force majeure, and important personal reasons. Schengen visa extension application process. If you wish to extend your visa and stay longer in the Schengen zone, then start getting ready for your application. The very first thing you have to do is decide under which reason you wish to apply for a Schengen visa renewal. After figuring that out, then you can proceed to the other steps. When to apply for a short-stay visa extension. It is very important to apply on time, which is before the expiration of your visa. If you apply after your visa expires, even just a day later, then you will be deported for overstaying your visa, despite your reasons. Therefore, take care to apply at least a week before your current Schengen short-stay visa expires. Where to apply to extend a Schengen visa? It depends on the member state you are currently residing in. The main thing you have to know, when it comes to the application country, is that you will have to remain in that particular country until you get your visa extension, if you do. That is why you are strongly advised to apply at the immigration authorities, or their equal, in the country where you need to remain, and not another country. Schengen visa extension requirements. After you figure out the reasons, which will be the basis of your application, and where and when to apply, move to the other step, which is gathering the required documents. Unlike when collecting the Schengen visa required documents, for a visa extension, you need to submit less documents than when applying for the visa. Some of these documents include your passport, which must have the current visa under which you entered the Schengen area. The application form for a short-stay Schengen visa extension, documents which prove your situation, and others. Find the full list in our blog post. After you collect these documents, schedule an interview appointment online at the immigration authorities. In some of the member states, you may not have to schedule an interview. However, try to check if this applies to the country you are currently residing, or not. If you need to schedule an interview, do it, and on the day of the interview, show up on time with all of the required documents. The interview is crucial to get a visa extension. Processing time for visa extension. Usually, your visa extension application can take a few days, up to a month, to be processed by the relevant authorities. During this time, you are permitted to remain in the country where you submitted your application, even after your visa expires, but not to travel to the other Schengen countries. If you are granted a visa, you will be able to remain, while if you do not, you will have 1 or 2 days to leave. Schengen short-stay visa extension fee. A Schengen visa extension fee is different from a normal Schengen visa fee, which you apply for before your trip towards the Schengen area. Depending on the reasons for your application to extend your short-stay Schengen visa, as well as if it is the first or second extension you are applying for, you may or may not have to pay a fee. First visa extension fee. If this is the first time you are applying for a Schengen short-stay visa extension, then you will not have to pay any fee if your application is due to humanitarian reasons or force majeure. However, you will have to pay a fee of €30 if your application is due to important personal reasons or late entry. Second visa extension fee. If you have already extended your visa once, but you need to extend it once again, for whatever reasons, then you will have to pay a fee. The cost of the second Schengen visa extension fee depends on the age of the applicant. Minors need to pay a fee of €30, while adults have to pay a fee of €60. Have any questions about applying for a Schengen Business Visa? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments. IAM can help with your visa application to the United States, the UK, and other countries. If you need help with a US visa, a UK visa, or visa to Europe, including help with appointment booking obligations, IAM can help. For more information and advice on US immigration, UK immigration law, and US visa applications, or if you need any help or assistance, please reach out to your visa coordinator at IAM. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.